2022 rides. What do you guys have planned? Today I'm going to talk about my initial plans, where I'm going. Hello friends, my name is Colin. I hope everybody is doing well. When you guys start planning for rides, I mean, some people go like way in advance. I tell you what, when I did all my rides in 2021, we were planning them like 4 or 5, sometimes even 6 months out. Now, if you're doing like a super long ride with lots of accommodations, obviously you need to do some serious planning. But most of my rides last year that we did, I did a couple long distance group rides. I didn't do anything like going up to Sturgis or going down to Florida, anything like that. We did the Tennessee, we did the Smokies. I did a thing called the VAM the first year. I'm going to talk about that in a minute, which was called at that time Virginia Area Motovlogger Meetup. Ended up going to Ocean City, did that Ocean City rally. That was my first rally I'd ever done. I had an absolute blast. I went with a group called Baggers and Brews. Phenomenal time. And then I did a lot of local roads. I did a thing called Skyline Drive, which is out by me. It's about an hour and a half from me. And then the Blue Ridge Parkway. There's so many great roads about an hour and a half, 2 hours from me. But in 2022, I'm starting to plan early. I'm starting all over again and stoked about doing some cool rides this year. Some are the same, some are different. So the first one I'm going to be doing is I talked about it earlier, it's called VAM, and this one now is called, I'm assuming, VAM 2022, and that's in a place called Tazewell, Virginia, and it's a beautiful area, and if you're not familiar with it, it is where the back of the dragon is located. Last year when I went with my friend Harley-Davidson, and we met a bunch of different riders up there, made some lifelong friends, and unfortunately the weather didn't cooperate as well as we'd like, but there's a gentleman out there that lives out there, and his name's Mr. G, 1965. He coordinated a bunch of different stuff, and I believe with a gentleman named 10 Rides, if I get all that right, hopefully I did that right. And they're doing it again. So they're doing it again in late July this time, and we're hoping for good weather. I'm going with my friends Bodine 52 and Harley Daywriter, Orvis. There's about 4 or 5 of us, and we're renting Airbnb. I don't know about you guys, but that is the way to go when you do these motorcycle trips. If you've got like a group of like 3 or 4. Now, if you're just going by yourself, definitely not cost effective there. But if you have a group that you're staying with like for 4 or 5 days, man, you can get some of those places for like $150 a night. And you divide that by 3 or 4, you do the math, you're getting a much better deal than just getting a hotel. I mean, unless you're probably going moto camping, which is still cheaper, but Airbnb is the way to go, man, because you have your own place, your own room, washer, dryer, kitchen, everything you can think of, just like a house. So going forward, like in all these big trips, we're doing Airbnbs. The second thing we're going to do is when we're out in Tazewell, we're actually going to probably take a couple days and either go to Kentucky, which I've never rode before, or we're going to go back to the Smokies, which we did last year. And in the Smokies, you need basically a good 2 weeks, maybe even 2.5, 3 weeks to get through all the roads out there. It's just silly how many roads are out there. I mean, we didn't even, we were with Bodine and HDR last year, and they never had a chance, or Bodine had to do the Tail of the Dragon. We didn't even ride that. We ended up taking the Smoky Mountain National Park and just had an enjoyable time. It was awesome, and we just rode around. But we still want to hit so many different roads out there. So we haven't decided if we're going to go up north towards Kentucky or kind of towards that Tennessee route. And then I'm going to go with the same group to go to Ohio and Triple Nickel, all those areas. And I believe we're doing that in June. And I can't wait for that. I've never rode in Ohio. And I've only stopped down there on a crossover or a layover with a plane. I've actually never been in that state with the exception of just the airport. So I'm looking forward to riding that. Bob and Jack, Bodine 52 and HDR said they had a great time last year when they weren't able to go last year. So we're going to do that. I'm planning on going to Ocean City again. Probably this year. I'm going to probably make that an annual thing because I had such a blast last time, and that's only 3.5 hours from my house. So Easy peasy there to enjoy that. And I'm definitely going to do the Blue Ridge Parkway. So I'm going to probably do this, and this is where like that planning piece, you don't need to plan. So I'm more the type, if you're going on these long distance ride destination, you got all plans you got to do, and you got everything mapped out. Good idea to get the accommodations well in advance. Don't wait to the last minute. But at the same time, if you're like me, that's just spontaneous, so you know what, I'm going to go ride the Blue Ridge Parkway for a day or two. That's what I did last year. I just got on Skyline and went south, man, and I had such a blast. I did this all myself. And then I just found a hotel at the end of the night and said, all right, I'm tired. I'm going to get like a hotel. Crashed, got up the next morning and did it all again and just headed back home. I'm going to plan on doing that again. I don't even know which way I'm going to go. Those are the best rides where it's just kind of spontaneous and you really don't have those plans. So I kind of do both. So what do you guys think? You got any great plans? I mean, I'd love to be able to go down to Daytona Bike Week and enjoy that. And one day I will eventually go to Sturgis, just not in the plans for 2022. But that is definitely a bucket list item for me to do. So let me know your thoughts, guys. Let me know your thoughts around kind of spontaneous trip, or do you plan out? How far along do you guys plan out? What trips do you guys have in mind? All right, thanks for taking the time to listen. Hopefully this video was helpful, getting to hear about all my great rides this year. I hope to see you guys out there on some of them. Be well, and I'll talk to you guys soon.